Hello everyone, and welcome to another Hogwarts-ified classic castle video. And today I'm going to take a close look at 4 smaller sets that I made into my Hogwarts-ified style, and we'll see how they look both individually and together. And so here we have the Guarded Inn, set number 6067. And it's a really nice little set that has this is one of the few castle sets from this period, and well, from any period really, that has a medieval building that's not a wall or tower or something like that. So this is an inn, which is very nice. And I took a few liberties when I made this set, not making it exactly as the instructions told, but at the same time, that's just part of what I'm doing with these Hogwarts-ified castle videos. Like, you'll notice that I have these cheese slopes on the crenellations, and also that I have a rounded top of this tower, which I think looks really great. Better, actually, than the square one that's in the original in gray. So yeah, one nice little feature is that it opens up like this, so you can access both sides, which is a nice little touch. But that's about the extent of it. It doesn't really have any function other than it makes the interior more accessible than it already is. I could argue that it's accessible enough as it is right here, but I guess it doesn't hurt that it opens in the front too. So we have a stretch of wall that can be added to the other castle sets from this period, and of course you have doors and windows on this building too, which I chose some that are more in the Hogwarts style, because that's what I do. Now on to the next set. We have the armor shop, which is set number 6041, also from 86. And this is probably the least interesting castle set that we have in this video. It's just basically a wall extension, and you can add some stuff inside, if that's armor racks or whatever. It works, but I think it's a nice little add-on. And I guess if as a kid you didn't have too much money, or your parents didn't have money to buy a full castle set, this is at least something. And you can see up here that, well, it goes around a bit, so you could imagine this being a tiny little castle structure, and maybe even close it up if you have some extra pieces and a gate or a door or something. So yeah, but that's basically everything I have to say about this set. Nothing much really. Then there is this set called the Battering Ram, and it of course came with a Battering Ram. I chose to just build the castle structure, and it bends in 2 places. So it can be a straight wall like this with a tower, or it can be a more enclosed space like this. And I think this is really great. This is even more of a tiny little castle enclosure that you could add on to with other sets and extra pieces if you wanted to make something bigger. But I think it's nice that they released these sets to enable that. And you have just a door instead of a gate. So this could be a sally port or something if you have a bigger castle. And I think it works pretty well. It's not the best construction, I think. Some places it's a bit weak on the construction side, but it's not as bad as the next one, which is the Knight's Stronghold. also can be a straight wall or an enclosed space like this. So clearly this one is inspired by the last one. But this is set number 6059, and yeah, this is from 1990. Came a bit later, and has these huge doors. These are bigger than the most common ones that were released, and I think it's fine. Sorry, it's fine, but it's also not the sturdiest, and I'll show you. So over here, this is a real weakness. You can easily just lift this off, and it's not very stable at all. So you cannot lift it here without risking it falling apart, and you can drop it to the floor, and I think that's too bad because it's kind of nice looking. I mean, it looks fine if you just look at it. But I think Lego did a bad job with designing it, in the sense that it's not stable enough. So yeah, not entirely happy with it, but at the same time it goes well with the rest of them. So let's first combine these 4 sets together and see what it looks like. So it's hard to make it into a fully enclosed space, but you can sort of stretch it like this. And maybe there's another way to combine them to make them actually enclosed, but I think you probably need one of the bigger castles to be able to make one courtyard that's big enough. And luckily, I have a few castles on hand. For example, here is the Black Falcon's fortress, which I have made a separate video on. And you can, oops, connect right here. And there. So here we go. Fully enclosed castle, and it looks pretty good. But you can also add this beast, the Black Monarch's castle, which is from 88, and yeah, Black Falcon's fortress is set number 6074, and Black Monarch's castle, that's number 6085, which I have made separate videos for. And you can just combine them like so. Now let's take a look. So this is a huge castle. I made a similar thing with the other 80s castles that came out in the early 80s, but this is every single castle structure, oops, that came out between 86 and 1990. So yeah, except that in 1990 there was another that I'm gonna make a separate video for, but this is good for now, and I hope you enjoyed, and have an awesome day.